A lot of people say that Alex Pereira is winning these fights because he's too skilled. He's just more skilled than Ankalaev. He's just more skilled than Jamal Hill. More skilled than Yuri Prochazka. More skilled than Khalil Roundtree. And yes, Alex Pereira is a good kickboxer, but that is not the real reason why Alex Pereira is able to win his fights. There is another reason, a reason that you are not able to visibly see. Alex Pereira is using Shama magic, real Shama magic. You think I'm playing around? You think I'm joking? I'm not joking. Okay, Alex Pereira is using Shama magic to defeat his opponents. He is summoning spirits to beat his opponents, and we're gonna get through it. So, as we all know, Alex Pereira just beat Magomed Ankalaev. Now, in the first fight, people are saying that Alex Pereira was at 40%. In this fight, he was at 100%. That's why he beat Magomed Ankalaev. But I don't believe that is the reason. The reason Alex Pereira was at 40% in the first fight, not because of injuries, but because he wasn't able to summon his demons, whereas in this fight, he was able to. So, Alex Pereira was, as we all know, in the first fight with Magomed Ankalaev, he was traveling a lot more. He was going to Australia. He was going to these different places. He was doing media runs. He was doing all sorts of things, which didn't allow him to go to his spiritual places and summon his demons like he did in this camp. Alex Pereira and his coach, Pelinio Cruz, typically post on their Instagram the tribal stuff, but this time they didn't do that. Why? It's because they didn't want to give away their game plan. This is Pelinio Cruz in Brazil, so you got to assume that Alex Pereira was in Brazil with his coach Pelinio Cruz, and they were doing their typical tribal spirituality, summoning shamans, and doing all this. And, you know, I'm not even the only guy. Nearly every single one of Alex Pereira's opponents have talked about how this guy genuinely summons Shama magic to beat them. And it's not Alex Pereira that's beating these guys, it's the demons that are beating these guys. So let's take a look. This is Yuri Prochazka talking about his previous fight with Alex Pereira. This was at UFC 303 where they stepped in on short notice to fight, and this was Alex Pereira talking about their first match. So this is Alex Pereira, Yuri Prochazka 2, but Yuri's talking about his first match with Alex Pereira here. Let's see what he had to say.
We're talking about Alex using shamans and spiritual. Can you kind of explain that?
No, I understand. Thank you. Yes, everybody knows that, and he's doing these rituals before the fight. Everybody can feel that, what's around him and what's going on. So, and I think Alex can't fight without that. So, and that's something what he's using like normally in a fighting. And let's see. This is like right now. This is my challenge to him. If we can fight in a clear way in this case, yeah, to be not without like some another things, some whatever, but let the higher power be there in the cage to see who's the best in the world, in the performance, in the pure performance. That's all.
Is that
So here, Yuri Prochazka calls out Alex Pereira for using these rituals and magic, and Yuri Prochazka genuinely believes this. I mean, we've seen how good Yuri Prochazka is. He's beating nearly everybody outside of Alex Pereira, and the reason Yuri Prochazka is claiming that Alex is able to beat him is because of the magic and rituals he uses. And even after the ceremonial weigh-ins for that UFC 303 fight, Yuri Prochazka goes into a little bit more detail talking about what exactly he means by Alex Pereira's Shama magic.
But one of the things that you said leading up to this that was very interesting, you said you wanted to make sure that he wasn't using any shamanic magic. What do you mean by that?
This is nothing bad for Alex or whatever. I just want to keep it in a clear line without some bullshits, without anything, in a pure performance.
No magic.
No magic. Let the show who's the best in the.
And Yuri doubles down. He's saying Alex Pereira is using magic, and he just wants to fight Alex Pereira when he's not using magic. Okay, but it's interesting because Yuri Prochazka isn't the only guy who is claiming that Alex Pereira is using magic. We also have another former opponent of Alex Pereira talking about how Alex Pereira is using magic. Israel Adesanya talks about Alex Pereira's spirituality and his thoughts on Alex Pereira's spirituality. Let's see what he had to say.
Ended his whole career from kickboxing.
He can recover well. So
right?
I think so. Not even just physiologically. I think spiritually, there's something behind him.
Spiritually, there's something behind him. If you know, a lot of the opponents of Alex Pereira are saying that there's spiritually something going on behind the scenes that the people aren't able to see. I feel like we got to take that into account. Let's see what he had to say, though.
That's why his whole ritual and stuff like, bro, that I had to tap into my own ancestry.
Yeah.
I microdosed a little bit for that camp.
You're like, don't do that.
Oh, yeah. I'll be in the shower.
So Israel Adesanya, he said he had to tap into his own ancestry in order to battle. This is like a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fight between Alex Pereira and his demons and Israel Adesanya and his own ancestors that he tapped in. He talks about how he went on a spiritual journey to tap into his ancestors, and we really saw this in his fight. Okay, let's hear what Israel Adesanya had to say on the Joe Rogan podcast about Alex Pereira's magic.
Besting him, had him on skates. He was fucking, and then his spirit. You know what Jerry said about the whole juju thing? Like that's real. That's real.
Yeah.
So
That's real. This is Israel Adesanya. Alex Pereira's greatest opponent, his rival, was saying that Alex Pereira is using juju. What Yuri Prochazka's claiming about Alex Pereira, that a lot of people thought he was joking or he has, some mental disabilities. Israel Adesanya claims this is true. This is true. This is how he's beating his opponents. It's not 100% skill. There is an element of spirituality. And we saw this in their rematch. So Israel Adesanya, as we all know, lost to Alex Pereira in their first fight. And what did he do in his second fight? He wasn't in the gym training his striking. He wasn't in there grinding his striking. Boom. What was his first plan of action? It wasn't to train to beat Alex Pereira. It was to tap into his spirituality. And we saw this. Look at what Israel Adesanya is wearing. This is his Nigerian ancestors' clothes, okay, that he's wearing. His outfit changed. He never wore this his entire career. All of a sudden, he had to tap into his spirituality for this fight. When he's fighting Alex Pereira, he changed it up. Why? Because he said he's tapping into that juju. And even in the ceremonial weigh-ins, let's hear what Israel Adesanya had to say when he was asked about fighting Alex Pereira in the rematch.
Israel Adesanya, this is a massive fight for you. Give us your thoughts on what this means to you and how tomorrow night goes down.
Everything. Orúkọ mi ni Israel, mo Bọ́lájí Tèmítáyọ̀ Ọdúnayọ̀ Olúwafẹ́mi Owólabí Adésanya. Ọmọ ọba ni mí. Tomorrow, it's one and done.
The last style.
So you saw that. You saw that. This guy's genuinely tapping into his ancestors. Had a whole line of stuff that's not even English. You don't see this from Israel Adesanya. He tapped into his ancestors. He wasn't doing this against Marvin Vettori. He wasn't doing this against Sean Strickland. He wasn't doing this against Dricus du Plessis. He did it against Alex Pereira. And look at the toll that Israel Adesanya tapping into his ancestry did to his career. After he tapped into his ancestry, after he summoned his spirits to combat Alex Pereira's spirits, what happened? He knocked out Alex Pereira. And then what? He lost to Sean Strickland. Looked the weakest he's ever looked. Then he fought Dricus. Lost to Dricus. Then he fought Imavov. Got knocked out by Imavov. Why? Is it because Israel Adesanya is worse than Sean Strickland and Dricus and Imavov? No. It is because Israel Adesanya tapped into his spirituality. And when you tap into your spirituality on this level, it takes away a part of your soul. And I know a lot of you guys at this point are probably still clowning me, but I have more evidence, okay? Polinio Cruz. This is his Instagram. And when you take a scroll on his Instagram, you start noticing some things here. You start scrolling and you notice that he has this gym, right? It's called Cruz MMA. And this logo he uses a lot, right? He uses this logo a lot. You see it here. You see it here, right? In the background right here, right? You see it in the background right here. This symbol, if you're in the know, right, has some obvious meanings, okay? But let's take a look at his Instagram. He's also traveling to all these places, doing all these spirituality trips, right? He's in Thailand here, a Buddhist temple, tapping into his spirituality. He's hanging around Jay-Z. I mean, he's hanging around Jay-Z, who, is friends with Diddy. there is some weird stuff going on behind the scenes, right? You see the logo once again. What does this logo look like, guys? The Freemason logo. And the Freemasons, if you guys don't know, they are genuinely tapped in to like ancient Egyptian spirits and rituals and all this stuff. Okay? So Pelinio Cruz is a Freemason. Alex Pereira's summoning spirits and demons, testified by his opponents Yuri and Israel Adesanya. Okay, so Alex Pereira beat Magomed Ankalaev. Yes, he did. But was it 100% due to skills? I don't know. I don't believe so. I think he tapped into his spirituality. And I believe Alex Pereira is going to go on a losing streak. If he has more, he will not win another fight. Why? Because he had to tap into the next level of his spirituality in order to beat Magomed Ankalaev, and he will no longer win another fight is an entire career. That's why he's trying to fight John Jones next, because he wants a money fight. He knows he's going to lose. He knows he used all of his spirituality up on beating Magomed Ankalaev, so he doesn't want to fight Ulberg because he will lose to Ulberg. He doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall because he will lose to Tom Aspinall. He wants to fight John Jones, a big money fight, so he can lose and then ride off into the sunset with millions and millions of dollars. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I actually forgot this key piece of evidence to mention, probably one of the biggest keys of evidence to mention, okay? This picture of Pelinio Cruz posted on his Instagram where he's in a chair, right? He's in a chair, he's posted up, he's chilling. You're like, oh, this is just a nice little picture, right? Weird that there's these checkered floors. Interesting. But look at the little look at the comment here. Pelinio Cruz MMA, the Grand Lodge of Ireland. What an honor. ... Hashtag Freemason. This guy is a self-proclaimed free freaking Mason. Sorry, I had to interrupt. Go back to the scheduled programming. But outside of spirituality, how did Alex Pereira actually beat Magomed Ankalaev? Let's take a look and see how Alex Pereira actually beat Magomed Ankalaev. You know, because I feel like a lot of people, you know, they don't like the spirituality aspect. But okay, so Alex Pereira immediately goes on the pressure. Everybody was talking about how he needed to go on the pressure. He goes on the pressure, throws a 1-2, and you can already see how much bigger Alex Pereira is. Alex Pereira was not this much bigger than Magomed Ankalaev in their first fight. But all of a sudden, he's way bigger? He's bigger now? How? Because he summons spirits. But he goes on the pressure. You need to go on the pressure here. Okay? Backing Magomed Ankalaev up. Magomed Ankalaev is uncomfortable here, right? Alex Pereira loading up, and Magomed Ankalaev has no idea what to do here. So he starts throwing teeps up the middle because he didn't know what to do. Throws another teep while Alex Pereira punches. Another teep. This worked in the first fight. It hurt Alex Pereira in the first fight. Why didn't it hurt him in this fight? Because he's summoning spirits to protect him. And then Alex Pereira goes with the leg kick. And what Alex Pereira's goal was with the leg kicks was to get Ankalaev to switch into the orthodox stance. Another leg kick from Alex Pereira, and that was a debilitating leg kick right there. Ankalaev backs up, still in that southpaw stance, right? But Alex Pereira lands another leg kick, and that was the third and final leg kick that really debilitated the leg of Magomed Ankalaev. And this is what Alex Pereira wanted. The orthodox right here. The moment Alex Pereira got this orthodox stance, he knew he won. Why? Because Magomed Ankalaev, what he likes to do in all his fights is go with the lead hook to counter guys. And when he's southpaw, it works because when he goes with that lead hook, you're blocked by your shoulder here. So a punch coming is going to get protected by your shoulder. But when you're on this side and you go with that lead hook, you're open on this side. So here, you're open on this side, but you're so far away from your opponent, they cannot loop around on this side. They have to go this side to get blocked by a shoulder. But when you're orthodox, you throw that hook, and Alex Pereira is close enough to land that lead hook on you and take advantage of there being space. And that's exactly what he did. He got Magomed Ankalaev going up. And you can even see that lead check hook of Magomed Ankalaev here. Well, I'll try to pause it down. Alex Pereira backs Magomed Ankalaev up. And see Ankalaev, if this was the opposite stance, he would be okay here. But because he's orthodox and he tried to go for that lead check hook, it left an opening for Alex Pereira to throw his Shama magic right hand down the pipe, clipped him. And we all know how this ended. But let me know what you guys think. Is Alex Pereira using shaman magic? Is he cheating by using his spirituality? And yeah, let me know what you guys' thoughts are. It's been your boy Dag MMA, or Daddy Dagestan. I'm signing out. Peace.